Um, and as we usually do is we launch a call to our community to look back in the year and see what projects they run that might fit the purpose of automation for good. And since automation for good is one of the main pillars that UiPath functions on, uh, our community is also in line and they're quite accustomed to this objective of UiPath and the fact that we do support and we encourage them to deliver this kind of projects. So as you can see, this year we want to celebrate the accomplishments by looking back and highlighting the worthiest stories in our community. Those projects who managed to make a direct impact into the lives of others and the general well-being of our society. And today we have a 6 project lineup, and what you will actually listen to and what you will learn, it's a bit of an extended scope. It's not just pure automation implementation like technical projects. It's basically the projects for automation for good that were delivered by automation, the automation developers in our community or the enterprises that are part of our community partners, customers, but still they're in line with this goal of our community, which is automation for good. So while listening to our visionary speakers, you will learn how automation enterprises can make more efficient the work of NGOs and volunteers management, how it can scale the automation workforce through training and education while impacting new generations and their career chances. How it can optimize the work for social workers while impacting directly the children's livelihood, and also a very, very interesting use case about how it can detect cases of human rights abuse by triggering direct action. So you'll be hearing use cases from all of these areas today, and I think we have a wonderful diversity also in terms of regions and use cases. But just to come to think of it, almost all of our projects were initiated in one region and benefited in another region, which is also wonderful to show this kind of cross cooperation. Uh, and it really shows the global measure of UiPath community and the global measure for this kind of very noble goal, which is automation for good. So without further ado, first I will introduce my other colleagues who are in the chat today. I don't know whether all of them are here, but we have my colleague handling the UiPath forum, Loredana. We have Juana, who is our RPA content manager. My co-host will be Diana Gray, our regional community manager for the Americas. And I think we also have Andrea Tomescu, who is a senior manager for our community. And we will also start with an introductory note from UiPath, but from UiPath Foundation, which is a very trusted partner for us. They do incredible work, and I will let Raluca and Despina tell us a bit about this work now of UiPath Foundation. I'm proudly wearing their t-shirt, which you can find on the Slack store if you want to support UiPath Foundation, and you'll hear much more about their work now. So Raluca?
Hi everyone. I'm very excited to be here with you today. I know it's the end of the year, and I guess for everybody it's been a quite intense year. But it gives me a lot of energy to be in this great company with you and to attend this event and to talk about initiatives that are literally changing the world. And at UiPath Foundation, we're trying to do our bit, and I will share the screen and together with my colleague Despina, we will share more about how we look at UiPath at the automation for good. So I do hope you can see my screen. And we will focus mainly on how nonprofit organizations can leverage automation in their day-to-day work. And as I'm saying, UiPath Foundation is the I just wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm the executive director of the foundation, and more than 5 years ago, I joined the UiPath ecosystem to build from scratch UiPath Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that is connected to the UiPath ecosystem, but that has a mission of its own to enable children from underserved communities to have access to quality education and to develop the 21st century skills so they are ready for the future. And as you will see, automation and digital skills are a part of our work. And today, my colleague Despina Donka, who is our digital innovation manager, joins me in sharing some of our use cases in using automation to take the admin burden from our day-to-day work with kids and to make the most out of the time with them and focus on the educational initiatives. A bit about UiPath Foundation. As I was saying earlier, we are the foundation of the foundation of innovation. And the past 5 years have been quite incredible. And I don't think there's any other ecosystem that would allow such a fast development for a nonprofit organization. So as I was saying, our mission is to prepare children from underserved communities in Romania and India to be more prepared to be ready for the future, and we're developing their 21st century skills, and we're using technology as a gateway for access to education. And our intervention are long-term, and I just wanted to show you that what we are doing is to implement our own educational programs in underprivileged communities, and to do that in a consistent and long-term manner. And just a bit, of course, you can check our website, uipathfoundation.com, and find more about our work. But essentially what we're doing, we have direct interventions in schools and high schools, and we're supporting children and teenagers with great potential and motivation to learn, who come from families that are struggling with poverty. We're supporting them to have access to quality education, and we provide them the digital infrastructure, but also the educational content and the financial support that in the form of monthly scholarships, so they can stay in school and achieve their potential. And we are working with some amazing kids who really inspire us every single day, and we see what that kind of support, long-term support, does to their development and how they flourish in a context in which they are supported in the long run. And we're very lucky to have by our side many UiPath volunteers who are helping us to inspire the kids and to create this sense of possibility around how technology is shaping their lives and how they could really develop their skills to be prepared for the future. We also work in these communities to generate access to age-appropriate books for preschool children, so we can increase the chances of kids in underserved communities to really have a good start in school and in life. And we work extensively with the educational ecosystem, with teachers, so they are also more ready for the challenges that are coming, but also we're enabling them to see the opportunities that technology is bringing to their day-to-day activity. But in all these educational programs that are interconnected, we have a red thread, and that is the manner in which we are bridging the digital gap in our day-to-day work. And of course, that automation is part of the menu that we're providing for kids in terms of digital skills. And I wanted to share with you how we look at the automation for good. On the one hand, of course, we use it for our administrative processes, and that's where Despina will jump in and share more. But on the other hand, we're creating an environment in which these kids have the infrastructure and the support to learn how to use automation. So we had, I'm sharing some images from our summer camp this July and August, when around 200 children from underserved communities in Romania attended many activities, and some of them were related to automation. And the whole process, educational journey, was created with the support of this amazing volunteers from UiPath, and you can see them here: Christina, Betty, Theo, Roxana, and Lavinia. And I'm telling you, this was really an incredible experience. and the kids were literally saying this is magic. So when they created their first robot. And yes, I do think automation needs to become part of the digital literacy menu in all the schools around the world, in all the communities, and regardless of the vulnerability they're facing, we do think it's essential to create opportunities in this respect. But what we wanted to dive into is share more about the Digital Innovation Task Force. And almost 2 years ago, Despina joined us to map our needs as a nonprofit organization and to prioritize those processes that need automation, so we can better leverage this incredible support we have in the UiPath ecosystem. I'm inviting Despina to share more about the Digital Innovation Task Force, as it is in its first year of implementation, and we do think we had a great start, and we're incredibly grateful for all the supports, and we're very excited about 2024 and moving forward in taking these initiatives to the next level. So Despina, you have the floor.
Thank you, Raluca. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. It is really a pleasure to be with you today here and virtually meet everyone. I really look forward to hearing your automation stories and connecting on a lot of beautiful topics. So going forward, so I have been very lucky to work at UiPath Foundation with a very engaged community of volunteers. So this year we have had around 20 volunteers from various countries, various departments, helping us on a lot of initiatives that have managed to, improve the experience of our students in our programs, but also save valuable time for our team to invest in other meaningful activities with the children. And I have prepared a couple of examples. So I will just briefly tell you about our automation initiatives, and also I have chosen 3 stories that I would like to share with you. The stories that the automation stories that I believe have had the largest impact, and also have the potential to impact further our activity at UiPath Foundation. So as Raluca has told you, through Own Your Path program, we work with about 1,000 high school children. And the management, the data management there is very complex, both on the side of our team and also on the side of the teachers. So a lot of our automation activities have been geared towards managing the children's schedule, managing their classes, but also automating the onboarding process, which is very, very complex. And which we have managed to automate with the help of with our volunteers, and I'm going to share one story from this process. Also, apart from our digital e-learning platform, we have had the chance this year to improve our chatbot, which is called Azurel. So we have infused it with AI capability, and I'm going to share with you also one story around this topic. We have also developed an end-to-end attendance tracker that calculates the attendance rate of children. And also, even though simple automations like generating contracts and sending them to children, to parents. So even though they might seem very simple, automations like these have had a large impact on what we do, and they have helped us to save a lot of time. Okay, so let me briefly start with the first story. So I have been telling you about the process of onboarding the children in our programs. A process which is very data intensive. So we collect a lot of personal data, which is used to assess the eligibility of the children in our programs, and data which has been previously, collected manually from them. But this year we have managed to automate the process with the help of the Center of Excellency team from UiPath. So we've managed to implement an unattended robot using document understanding, which reads the ID data of children and automatically inserts it in our onboarding platform. We have estimated that it saves about 7 minutes per each recommendation, which, if we calculate for the thousand of children that we have at the moment in the platform, this adds up to quite a lot of hours. And yeah, the challenge here has been to train the model, because not a lot of ID data is available. So the Center of Excellency team had to manually take photos of a lot of ID documents from a lot of angles, and in the end we managed to be able to very reliably collect the data. Okay, and the next story that I would like to share with you is around another automation which has helped us to save a lot of time. So this is about the process of transitioning students from the student community to the alumni community, which is also very manual. So we will work with children up to the age of 18, point where they are transitioning to the alumni community. So you can imagine members of our team checking the birthdays for all the children, and then sending them manually emails to inform that they are transitioning to another process. But thanks to some very engaged colleagues from UiPath in India, we managed to completely automate this process using an unattended robot. And yeah, we're looking forward to integrate this automation now as we are developing Salesforce, where we want to have all of the student data and integrate various automations there. And then the last story is around our chatbot, which is called Azurel. So we initially built this chatbot using Druid technology, and we thought of it as a help for the kids to navigate through our programs. And this year, during UiPath Hack Week, we had the chance to prototype a solution together with some UiPath volunteers from India. And we managed to infuse Azurel with ChatGPT powered technology and transform it in a personal tutor that instead of giving answers to the children, it asks questions and helps students learn. So yeah, we imagine a world where every child from every background has a personal tutor, and we really aim to further develop this chatbot. And yeah, we are really keen to learn if any of you has experience maybe on this topic, and why not collaborate in the future. Okay, so thank you so much. This was it from my side. I really look forward to being connected, and I look forward to hearing more automation stories from your side. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity to share more about our Automation for Good initiatives at UiPath Foundation. And of course, this couldn't have ended without a call for action. If you are interested to join us as volunteers, you have the Spina's email here, and you can also reach out to us through our social media channels. And as one of the kids in our programs was saying, because the holiday season is very close. Holidays need not to be happy, but people. So I wish you all to be happy during the season and throughout the next year. And I do hope we will be able to build some partnerships to really enhance the educational experience of children in our programs. And I'm very excited to listen to the other stories. Thank you so much.
Great presentations. Thank you. So I'm proud now to present Sebastian Villalobos.
I think we'll go to Mukesh, Diana, because Sebastian had to rush. So we'll go to
okay.
Mukesh project, the first project after UiPath Foundation. Again, that was an amazing presentation, and I was really curious to know whether this was the very first time for many of you hearing about the work of UiPath Foundation. And if this was the first time you heard about it, you can tell us in the chat. Diana?
Yeah, so today I'd like to introduce Mukesh Kala, who's a UiPath MVP RPA manager with Boundaryless Group, and Robert Wonders, who's the founder and director of innovation and entrepreneurship with Trestle Academy in Ghana. They're going to be talking about the Tech Empower Ghana with bridging futures through RPA education and employment. The project delivery was with Ghana. The beneficiary was Trestle Academy in Ghana. So just a little bit about this project. It aims to establish and support an educational and employment program for technology students and graduates in Ghana. The primary objective is to bridge the gap between education and employment by providing targeted training and development opportunities for individuals pursuing career in the tech industry. By aligning educational efforts with practical employment prospects, the project aims to contribute to the growth and sustainability of the tech industry in Ghana while providing meaningful opportunities for aspiring tech professionals. So over to you guys.
Thank you, Dinah. And I would just invite Robert also. I'm just going to share my screen. Hey, Robert, I'll just share a little bit about the project and then I can give you the floor. And I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if you guys are able to see my presentation now.
I can see it.
Great. Thank you, Dinah, for the introduction. And hi, everyone. My name is Mukesh Kala, and I have my co-speaker, Robert Wonders, with me. Robert, as Dinah mentioned, he's founder and director, innovation and entrepreneurship at Trestle Academy. And my name is Mukesh. I'm working as an RPA manager with Boundaryless Group, and I am also a UiPath MVP 2023. And today, the project which we are going to talk about is the Tech Empower Ghana. That's what we call it. It's about bridging the gap between the education on RPA and the employment. So the idea here is to train the students in Ghana and offer them employment as well. So if I talk more about the project, this is in collaboration with Trestle Academy with Robert, facilitated under an agreement of GIZ Ghana, which aims to establish a educational as well as employment program. The primary objective, as I mentioned, is to bridge the gap between the education as well as the employment. So my company, which I am associated, Boundless Group, is being recognized as the preferred training partner. And I am the lead trainer there, where we are training the fresh graduates and helping them to build their career in RPA UiPath. Not only this, we are preparing them for the advanced certification of UiPath so that when they move to the job role, at least they are certified and they can get good opportunities. So it has a commitment of nurturing talent for fostering skill development and transitioning of tech enthusiasts from academia to professional workforce in Ghana. And lastly, these are the key components which we should take off from this initiative, is that this is an educational support through Trestle Academy. It has an employment opportunity with Boundaryless Group. It is an overall collaboration with GIZ Ghana with effectiveness to reach the program. It is a 12-week program structured with sustained learning experience. We are taking the help of the academy courses. We have built some of our exercises modules. This is in-hand training as well as doubt clearing session. We are having end-to-end session for each and every topic. So we ensure that once the student come out of this program, they are well ready to get into the industry. If I talk about the impacts, so the first one and foremost is the skill development and the employment opportunities. The second one is an collaboration and partnership with the Trestle Academy and the Boundaryless Group, providing a positive, I would say, approach to do more of such initiative by leveraging the expertise of the Trestle Academy in education, and with our industry expert, we can achieve more broader impact in the complete industry of RPA. And we are also looking it as a long-term impact where this program should continue run, and we can keep expanding this not only for developers but maybe to the other skill set, business analyst, RPA trainers, test automation developers, junior RPA developers, and other verticals of RPA. So that's what I wanted to just give a brief introduction. And now over to Robert, if you want to add something.
Well, thank you very much, Mukesh, for this opportunity. I'm excited to be here. I hope you can hear me clearly, though.
Sorry, yeah. So you want to share your screen? Yeah,
you're
audible.
We can hear
I
you.
really don't have any presentation to show, but then I can just speak to. You've already shown a lot, so I think yes. So thank you very much. Yes, so the current RPA training program we are doing in partnership with Boundaryless Group based in Switzerland, of which Mukesh is the lead trainer, as part of a GIZ-sponsored a training initiative under the Careers in Modern IT Fields project. And under that project, we have about 4 different areas that we need to focus on. And the first on the list is robotics process automation. We have data analytics, AI. We have cloud computing, and then we have SAP. Okay, so we've kickstarted the whole training with RPA, and then there was this recommendation that we partner with Boundaryless Group, and it's been an exciting journey so far. Mukesh has been an excellent trainer. The kids are very excited whenever it's time for their session. So I'm really excited about this. And yeah, at Trestle Academy Ghana, we are looking at bridging the gap between education and industry. So we focus more on undergraduate students as well as fresh graduates. We want to upskill them. We want to provide tailored content that would equip them and be suitable to industry or companies. Okay, so what we do is we don't just train. We do the research and we find out where which particular skills are needed by which industry. We come back to the table, and then we do our training to suit the needs of industry, so that we are able to balance the quota between training and employment. Because at the end of the day, if you don't give the guys jobs, we are not really solving any problem. Okay, so after outsourcing the guys to companies, it then transcends to benefiting the economy, because then they are earning income, the country begins to benefit, and the community also grows, and we get to empower more tech professionals. So that's what we are currently doing, and it's been an exciting journey with Boundaryless Group so far. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Great. Thank you, Robert, for adding that. And that's what we wanted to present. Any questions, anything from anyone? Happy to address those, and otherwise I'll give the stage back to Diana.
Let's see if we have any questions from the audience regarding this project, or any project regarding training, bridging between employment and academies. We have other similar projects today. So does anyone have any questions for Deepak or for Robert? For Mukesh, I'm sorry. Deepak is right after. Okay. You can also
Thanks,
post
Christina.
that if you want, and you can connect with them on LinkedIn as well. I will share the LinkedIn profiles in the chat. And I will let Diana lead the way now. Diana, can you unmute, please?
Sorry about that.
Very good.
Our next project up is by Deepak Ra. He's a UiPath MVP and an automation practice lead with Boundaryless Group, and he is from APAC. So today he will be talking about the foster family application and case management project. This project was delivered in US Florida, and the beneficiary was a partner for Stronger Families. They submitted applications for foster care licensing can be very time consuming because of the overwhelming amount of documentation required. Each application can contain over 80 or more document types. Multiple caseworkers perform checks on these documents and upload to state applications daily. The developed UiPath solution intends to reduce the manual effort. The automation also intends to allow caseworkers to spend more time with children and find them a better family. So over to you, Deepak.
So let me share my screen. Please confirm it's visible to you.
Yes,
Can
we
you
can
see
see
my
the screen. Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Hi everyone, myself Deepak. Along with me, we have Justin Australia, who is the VP of PFSFS. So I'm representing Boundless Group, and we did collaborations with PSFS team to test solutions. So let me jump into the problem statement. What we try to foster families provides temporary care to children or adults, and these families commit themselves to protecting and sustaining the child physically, emotionally, psychologically, and economically. Until she can return to their biological families. Normally, foster care represents a temporary protective measures for minors in helpless situations that keeps a children in a family environment until their own family or close relatives can take care of them. So it proves impossible on unrelated foster family to take in the child. So how PSFS is related with that, it means partnership for strong families. Normally, they are helping them to streamline the process. And during this processes, they are collating all those documentations and making sure that each and every data which is uploaded are accurate and relevant to the respective child. So, partnership with strong candidates are established in 2003, where they started leading community-based care agency of Florida judicial circuits like 3 and 8. PSF is contracted by the Florida Department of Children and Families to deliver comprehensive child welfare services to children who are victims of abuse and neglect. PSFS has historically used data managers to export documents received through various internal systems, identifying different documents type, applying documents naming structure, and upload the documentations to the appropriate locations as I mentioned. That documents are available to the each candidates or the respective child. So I will show you a few of the documents in further part of the discussions. So let me tell you, now in 2022, after the automations, PSF data managers uploaded around 55,000 documents. Of those, 22,000 are from the foster home licensing. So it typically takes at least 5 minutes per documents to complete all those steps involving uploading. But in terms of impact, I will give my mic to the Justin after showing this problem statement and the solutions to explain about the impact of the automations, how this helped them to achieve this goal, and how smoother and easiest they find the solutions to be used within their environment. So let's come into the problem statement. Normally, they are getting a regular basis, they are getting thousands or millions of records or documents to be saved in the folder. They have to segregate it each of the documentations respective to the case ID. And they are having a different category. So three category, it means one for the licensing, other for the child welfare, respective to these categories, they are uploading these documents with respect to their case ID and case name. And finally, triggering the notification system. That process has been started. There are a lot many things going in the background, not only with these documentations. So let me show you some sample of the documents. Because of the security and compliance, we won't be able to share the exact documents. That's why I'm using some of the available documents type in the Google. These document types are not at all similar. Sometimes we are getting these documents in the PDF format, sometimes in the doc format, and sometimes with the images. So here you can see there are a lot of fields failed, and based on that, we have to tackle it. They have to tackle all those informations. And these documentations having a similar type and structure. So even you can see the structure is different from these two types. So in each category, in each applications or each case ID, they are having a minimum 10 or more than even 40 for maximum count, where they can get these type of documents for foster family for home applications, sometimes with the foster contract, sometimes with the foster care applications, the rent receipt shared. So these are the few of the sample which you can see here. And each documents is having a lot of field. So here we did not use document understanding. Rather than using document understanding, we find some solutions where we can help them in a minimal cost in that case. So this is the problem statement. In terms of solutions, we sorted these documentations with the help of UiPath bot, extracted all those informations, try to search within the internal system respective to that case ID or case name, uploaded these documentations very frequently. And finally, we are sharing the final summary email with PFSS team, so that if there is any discrepancy will be there, or if there is any issues, they will sort it out internally. So I will give this floor to Justin to explain about the impact of this complete solutions. Over to you, Justin.
Thank you, Deepak, and thank you everyone for having me. This is really exciting, listening to all the great initiatives that are going on out there. For us, I think Deepak has done a good job explaining. We were spending roughly about 150 hours a month just uploading these documents related to foster home licensing. It's a tremendous amount of time, and after implementing this solution, it's done a couple of things. It's generated a net savings for us. It's ensured more timely and accurate uploads. And probably the most important thing is it's allowed our staff to focus on other essentially more important agency needs, so that we can better serve the families that we work with. And we're not just spending all of this time moving documents from one area to another. So it's really been instrumental in helping our agency find savings all around.
I think that's it. We have. Thanks a lot for hearing this out. If you have any questions or feedback regarding this, please let me know. We are happy to address it.
Thank you very much, Deepak, and thank you very much, Justin, for taking the time to join us in this call and tell us a bit about the impact of this project. You guys in Bandrellis run a similar project last year, so it's great to see that this initiative was cloned and it's scaled across the years. It means that the impact is really good and sustainable. So if there are any questions for either Deepak or Justin, does anybody have a curiosity regarding this project?
Do you know how many families were impacted?
Sorry, Dinah?
Do you know how many families were impacted by this process? Foster families?
So the way I would answer that question, I guess, is to say, so we traditionally we had to hire additional staff. There were data managers who were being hired to specifically to move these documents. And now that we're able to do this, we don't need to have as many data managers, so we're able to allocate resources to working with our families more. And currently, 100% of the families who are going through the licensure process, foster home licensure process, are being assisted by this process, because all of the documents connected to foster home licensing are moving through this process and utilizing this unattended bot to get their documents where they need to go to complete the licensure process.
Thank you. That's really impressive.
Okay, and I see we have another question around licensing. Deepak, like whether, but I think in this case the licenses were bought, no? Whether UiPath provided licensing for these projects.
No, so actually, as of now, we have implemented this complete processes on community versions, because
That's great.
till the time this PFSS team is using some other automations tool. So we thought to build this once the impact will be bigger, maybe we can implement for other processes during
That's great. So these were implemented through the community license, yeah?
Yes.
And everyone, like in the call, community license is completely free in UiPath. So it's a great thing to show that such projects can actually go through and be delivered through the UiPath community license, which everyone can benefit from. That's very nice.
And yeah, that the difference from the last time and this time was like last automations for good solutions, we have implemented on license version where we have used document understanding. But in this process, we have not used any of the AI units for extractors, not even for the generations or uploadations of the records. So everything we have used it on. We tried minimize the scope of the cost so that these organizations are getting benefited for this application. So for this automation.
Thank you very much for those details. They're very important. So it really depends on the limits of the UiPath community license and what UiPath technology must be used in the project. But I should let anyone know that we also have a project. I don't know whether it's still running, but we have a bridge project in UiPath, especially for empowering NGOs with licenses for such type of projects. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, also UiPath Foundation uses UiPath free licenses if in their work when needed. But for bridge project, I'm pretty sure Despina can confirm like what is the licensing for the UiPath Foundation projects.
Yes, exactly. We are using some of, I mean, we started with the community licenses, and in the meantime, we got some other free licenses.
Okay. So yes, we are looking at this like empowering NGOs with licenses, not only community. We have a few criteria for doing that, and we had also a special program in UiPath for this purpose exactly. We are going to move to the next project now, and I'm just going to screen a bit to present you the next project, which comes from Nigeria. So we have the volunteer management project, and it's initiated in Nigeria. The beneficiary is Steering for Greatness Foundation. Our speakers today will be Oikansola Ayanuga, and also she will be joined by Abiadon Ajay, I think. I hope I didn't get the name wrong, Ajay. And a bit about the project you can also see here, but this project is the intention of the volunteer management. The intention for this volunteer management project was to streamline and enhance the volunteer management process at Steering for Greatness. Our objective was to increase operational efficiency by automating repetitive tasks of communicating with volunteers, allowing the organization to focus more on its core mission. By leveraging automation, the project aim was to achieve efficiency, save time, ensure the communication with selected volunteers is prompt and consistent, especially in scenarios where there is a need to communicate with a large number of candidates, ensuring a seamless and organized outreach process. And now I will give over the screen to Okansola to start the project presentation. Welcome, Okansola. Hello.
Hello everyone. My name is Nkosola Ayenuga. I'm an RPA developer from Dipole Diamond, and I'm here to speak on one of our Automation for Good 2023 stories, which was the volunteer management project. Abiodun, please give us a minute to share slides.
Yeah, sure. Let me search for. Okay, he's asked Abiodun to unmute. Okay.
All right, next slide, please. All right, thank you for your time. So the beneficiary for this project was Steering for Greatness Foundation, which is an NGO based in Nigeria. And the project was designed and implemented by Oyinkansola Ayenuga and Abiodun Ajayi from Dipole Diamond. Next slide, please. All right, so to speak on the project initiation, I'm going to call on our Managing Director, Afe Araromi, who is also on the call.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here and be with you. Just quickly, Oyinkansola and Abiodun and Wale Yusuf are members of our team that got in this year. And after we did some training for them, we felt that as part of our organization CR initiatives for the year, that they should contribute back to the society. If they have been freely taught and they had free materials from UiPath Academy to also learn, and they have been freely mentored, we felt it was part of their responsibility to give back to the society. So this is one of the projects they did this year. So back to you, Oyinkansola.
Thank you, Afe. Next slide. All right, so I'm going to speak on the as-is description of the project before automation, which was the volunteer management process. So before automation, the volunteer management process involved volunteers going on the Steering for Greatness recruitment portal and filling out a form indicating their interest in volunteering. And then the form responses were downloaded as an offline Excel file. And then a staff from Steering for Greatness had to go through the Excel file, filter out valid email addresses, and then send personalized email to each of the volunteers, which we can all agree is a lot of work. Next slide. All right, and the to-be description of the volunteer management process after automation was the bot controller downloading the Excel file after it has been populated and putting it in a predetermined folder on their local system. And then the bot picks up this Excel file, filters out the valid email addresses, and then with just a click, sends out the email in no time, personalized email to each volunteer. Next slide. Okay, so the project objectives, the overall objective of the process of the project was to streamline communication. And we did that by automatically identifying valid email addresses within the Excel sheet and by also seamlessly sending emails and reducing the turnaround time it takes for the staff to manually send out the emails. Those were the objective of the project and they were well achieved. Next slide. So the collaboration between Steering for Greatness and our team at Dipole Diamond began with a requirements gathering session where we discussed the purpose of the bot, the scope of the bot, and we also exchanged vital information and resources that would assist in the building, implementation, and deployment of the bot. Some subject matter experts at Steering for Greatness, which we'll introduce later, were very important and were very vital in the defining and the testing of this project. Now, during this partnership, various methods of effective communications were utilized, which includes email conversations, phone conversations, several meetings, and a lot of other methods, just to ensure that there was successful implementation of the bot and that the bot did exactly what we wanted it to do at completion. Next slide. All right, so now to continue with our presentation, I'm going to call on our delivery manager, Oyinlola Benson, who is also on the call. So keep going. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. To give feedback from the Steering for Greatness team, Busola, who happens to be the CEO, is unavoidably absent today, and also Joy, is also very busy with a meeting that she has scheduled prior to she got information to join in on the call today. So I'm just going to go on with the feedback that they gave to us. So next slide. According to Joy, the demand creator for the Steering for Greatness team, the bot has helped them save time. Usually the manual process takes so much time, and with the introduction of the bots, they've been able to save 80% of the time they usually use to onboard new volunteers. Now they can send emails and also communicate with these volunteers in little to no time. Also, the introduction of the bot has eliminated errors in their volunteer management process. They now have 100% accuracies in terms of the information passed to these volunteers. And also, it has improved the volunteer management process overall, because there are now personalized emails sent to these volunteers as opposed to how it was when it was manually done. So with the introduction of the volunteer management bot to the Steering for Greatness team, we can now say that it saves time, energy, and also has optimized their process fully. That is the feedback that we got from them. So I'm going to be handing over back to Wincon to continue with the presentation.
Thank you, Oyola. Next slide. All right, so thank you everyone for your time. Attention is the most valuable thing in the world. Very grateful that you gave me and Daipo Diamond yours today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Okansola, and thank you very much, Afe. If we have any questions for Okansola or for Afe from Dipol Diamond regarding this project. If not, I will share their LinkedIn profiles with you, so you can connect with them, and you can still ask in the chat any questions on the duration of the session. But I'm curious, Afe, about you encouraging this kind of projects from the Paul Diamond side, and how does this incentive come about for an enterprise, especially for a customer like the Paul Diamond, to encourage this type of projects?
Okay, so part of the things we've always done for the past years is to see how we can improve talents, encourage them, train them as well. So been involved in some bits of workshops, free workshops and free trainings, but we also felt that it's important for them to have some experience. So despite the fact that this current batch are new members of staff, in the past, we normally take these persons to do this kind of project so it can give them some industry experience. So it's just part of our corporate social responsibility activities. We're not really looking towards getting any revenue from it. It's just for experience for the people involved and also for brand identity or recognition.
Good. I see we have a question in the chat from Ed, and I think this was also like one point that we highlighted, that it would be interesting to talk about how enterprises and this kind of organizations are bridged. So Ed is asking, how did you connect in order to make this project happen? So how did the collaboration come about?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question. So towards the end of the second quarter of the year and early Q3, we had a campaign and we asked people to suggest NGOs that they would want us to do a free automation project for. And we picked the top three. The top three were Steering for Greatness, Special Olympics Nigeria, and an Egyptian food bank. And so we had sessions with them to see what processes they had and which one were automation fit. Unfortunately, we didn't get we had no continuation with the Egyptian food bank. And so we had to work with both Special Olympics Nigeria, Steering for Greatness Foundation. So this is just one of the bots they built as part of the Automation for Good initiative.
Thank you. It's it's really nice to hear how this kind of collaborations come about, and also how you do like the evaluation of potential beneficiaries. That's very interesting to see, like for the audience to see what is the back end of this kind of processes, how does the selection go about, because there is the bridging and the matching to do whenever you have this kind of initiatives and you want to deliver automation for good projects. They don't just happen. They still take a lot of operational processes. So I think now we can go to the next project. And let me share my screen a bit, which is empowering indigenous rights advocacy through automation and AI. This is a very interesting project we have today. Every year we get this one-of-a-kind use case, which shows how the scope of this kind of activities continues to evolve and extend, and we have new use cases in this kind of initiatives, and it's very nice to see them. Last year, the unicorn use case was a bot delivered for sustainability, like a bot delivered for Roche. And this year, I think this is like the uncommon project we have in the lineup. It's a very nice project. Our speaker will be Nisar Kadam today from Simplify Next. He will be replacing his colleague, Gui Glenn. And just a few words about this project. So the project delivery, the beneficiary country was Argentina, but it was initiated in Singapore. So again, to what I was saying in the beginning, that most of these projects are like a cross collaboration also across regions. So they're global. And the beneficiary is the Regional Coordinator of Economic and Social Research, CRIES, which is a South American NGO that looks after the interests of indigenous communities in South America. They would like to automate the process of analyzing news articles from news outlets in South America to detect cases of human rights abuse against indigenous communities, oppression, violence, discriminatory laws. This will free up time from activists and researchers to focus on the real work of advocating for interests of indigenous community instead of manually reviewing news articles every day. UiPath products used, they're used quite a lot: integration service, OpenAI, GPT-4, Google document connectors, UiPath action centers, UiPath apps, orchestrator, serverless robots. So I will now give the screen to Nisar to tell us a bit more about how this project also came about. He will be presenting with Andrei Sherbin-Pont, which is the president of CRIES. So I can't wait to hear this presentation. Nisar?
Thank you, Christina. Let me quickly share my screen. Please do let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we're good.
Amazing. So thank you so much for allowing us to share this project at this platform. And we are super glad, that we have Andre today joining us here as well, who is the president of CRIS. So this project is about empowering indigenous rights advocacy through automation and, importantly, AI. Now, the core and important piece of this whole automation is the new power which is revolving around the world, which is generative AI. And we have utilized it so well because UiPath platform allows us to use it perfectly, that we were able to complete this project completely based on UiPath products. So to get started, just a quick introduction. I would like to call out Andre to talk more about CRIS. So CRIS is a non-governmental organization based in Latin America. I would love to hear it from Andre.
Oh, thank you for handing it over. Thank you for all the marvelous work. Thank you for the invitation today. So as he mentioned, CRIES, we are a regional think tank and NGO that's working in Latin America and the Caribbean in general. And we work on a diversity of issues. A lot of them are focused on conflict prevention and safeguarding human rights across the region. And this is part of the reason why we started in getting involved in the specific issue of human rights and conflictivity of indigenous communities in South America specifically. And we were utilizing these open source methodologies to start scraping the web manually and be able to try to better identify these instances, try to systemize them, and be able to translate that into actionable data that could be used by policymakers, by NGOs, by policy informers, those that have interest in these subjects, but maybe don't have access to good data that helps quantify the dimensions of these issues. And this is how the project initiated in terms of what we wanted to do. And then the possibility of teaming up with Simplify Next and being able to integrate these technological solutions made it gave us the opportunity not only to do this initial focus in terms of trying to scrape for these incidents, but also being able to do it a lot better, a lot faster, a lot more efficiently, and being able to focus more of our human resources into doing the actual analysis of the data that's being picked up on. But before I get ahead of ourselves, I'll hand it over back to Nisarg and, well, of course, the entire wonderful team over at Simplify Next.
Thank you so much, Andre. Moving ahead to, so Andre has already talked very nicely about the project that we have already established, and it's currently being used. And the problem statement here was, as he already explained, it was about the human rights, and communities continue to face this human right violations, and often it's overlooked due to the lack of understanding and visibility of these issues. Actually, the most important factor is the visibility. Now, CREAS has a team of volunteers who actually on the daily basis monitor this internet sites, like let's say 23 plus sites across 8 countries in Latin America for reports and instances which happens about this human rights violations and indigenous communities in each of these countries. So there are more than 350 communities out there which are continuously being monitored, and there is a huge amount of FT which is being used there. Now, for this, what we did, the challenge was excessive amount of time which is spent on case identification, and then for us, it was to automate the case identification to empower the volunteers for more impactful advocacy on reported human rights violation in indigenous communities. Second challenge was to actually overlook cases due to the complexity of monitoring, and then that's where we got GPT involved to actually develop a solution to address gaps in monitoring by streamlining the daily scrutiny of 23 websites across 8 Latin American countries, ensuring more comprehensive approach. Lack of proper case management system. However, what we did to resolve this challenge was we implemented a case management application to organize, track, and address this identified human rights violation cases systematically, fostering more impactful and coordinated advocacy efforts. And with that, so how Simplify Next got involved. So our team actually came across this problem statement during the Hack to the Rescue Global Hackathon. And during that hackathon, we, me, Ikwen, and Priyank, we team of 3 of us actually picked up this solution, this problem statement. And then CREAS team actually loved the solution prototype, which we built over just 24 hours. And then our team was awarded as the hackathon winner. Post-hackathon, Simplify Next actually reached out to CREAS team and discussed this further, and then realized that the significance of the impact of this automation can actually is actually huge, right? And then Simplify Next team decided to proceed with the implementation of this whole problem statement for the Automation for Good initiative, obviously. And then now the solution is completely live. So what is the solution? I know you have been waiting for this one. So all the technologies, as I mentioned, are used, which are UiPath technologies. So for database, we use UiPath data services. For integrations with the GPT, with the OpenAI models, we use UiPath integration services. For Action Center, for human in the loop, we used Action Center. For the end product, for the whole process, where it actually is displayed and proper dashboards, we have used UiPath apps. And to orchestrate all this, to manage all these robots, we have used UiPath Orchestrator. And then all these robots are running on Automation Cloud robots. There is no need of VM or any infrastructure management or any machine management or any cloud VM management. So everything is running on the cloud robots. And to give you an overview about this project, it's actually based out of 5 different robots which are synchronously running together. So first robot basically scripts all this information from the articles and then stores all these articles into UiPath's data services. And then the second robot actually involves human in the loop, where it identifies which articles have more text, so it does not end up using huge amount of license of the GPT or any LLM model. So that articles which are huge in text, those are sent for the human in the review, and the articles which can be very easily performed with the LLM model and extracted, we send it to the articles to the OpenAI GPT-4. And then once all this is being reviewed, we store those incidents into the UiPath data services and then showcase those incidents on the UiPath apps in form of incidents. Now the bot 3 actually generates those incidents and coordinates using Google Map API and actually shows Google Map on UiPath application. I will show you that screenshot as well. And then the robot 4 actually hands it over again back to human in the loop because it's very important, which saves a huge amount of time already. And then human in the loop reviews all these incidents. And once all the incidents have been reviewed, then a final update incident map view is generated by the robot 5, and a dashboard in the UiPath application is ready to view. So that's how synchronously it all works. Here's a sample GPT-4 response for you, that how it actually works. So this is a news content, which you can see. And this news content, as you can see, is in a different language. It's not in English. Though we have GPT-4 support, we are able to translate from any language into English language, which is understandable. And it's very easy for us to manage all the data extraction as well. The fields which are being extracted, which are crucial and very important fields for Kriya's team, which are incident date, country, location, primary incident type, secondary incident type, affected indigenous group, and the whole summary of the article, so that the article is not overlooked. And the importance of the article is also mentioned. And all this is being done using GPT-4 to give it a proper analysis. And this is how human in the loop looks like. So the first screen that you see is the action center task for news article review. So once the news article is ready for review, in the human in the loop action center, it looks like idea creation, and where human can actually look through it. In the second screenshot, you can see the incident creation, where we have created the incident for the robot 4. And finally, this is how the list view of all the incidents looks like. And this is the dashboard, where you can actually see Google Maps as well. So you can track the location of the particular incident happening across the globe. Now, with this all information, I would like Andre to step in and talk about his experience with the project, and how it is helping Krias to get more benefits. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. That's an amazing explanation, and I think it does really good job at reflecting the excellent work that you and your team have done over the last few months working on this. And one thing that I have to highlight, and I heard it mentioned in the previous presentations, right? This is one of the wonderful things of being able to work on projects like this, because we are originally a Panamanian organization that is currently based in Argentina, that participated in an event by a Poland-based organization that connected us with a Singapore-based company to provide a solution for Latin America and the Caribbean. This is wonderful, and I also think it shows, the magnitude and the potential that these types of solutions have. And for us, when we're talking about the direct impact, this means that we are growing exponentially the capacities of a small team of researchers to really conduct proper research and then turn this into something that's actionable and has an impact in policy across the region, and can actually contribute to improving the lives of thousands of communities and people, right? So I think mostly what I would want to highlight here is, what an important job they have done, and how they've been able to grasp the main problems that we were dealing with, and provide us with this technological solution, and make something that is truly innovative, and at the same time has a really valuable role in the job that we're doing here in the region. So I want to reiterate my thanks to the Simplify Next team, because it is a wonderful job, and it is having a direct impact now. And part of our discussions now with the team, with our partners, and we're starting to get questions like, well, you're doing South America, will you be expanding to Central America? Do you think this is a model that can be translatable to other regions in the world that are facing similar problems? So it's generating an interest, because people are finding that the solution does really provide with a lot of value once it's been executed like this. So I'd summarize it there. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Thank you so much, Andre, for all the kind words. Thank you so much. And I think that's all we have from our side. I'll hand it over back to Christina if there are no questions. If any questions, we are open for the questions, please.
Let's see if we have any questions on this project, which is quite interesting. I will also share the links quickly in the chat for your profiles and for the CREAS organization as well. So any questions for Andre or for Nisarg? We have a very good feedback. Anybody has any curiosities about how this project came about, or about the delivery aspect?
If you don't mind, I'll take the opportunity to make a big shout out also to Tech to the Rescue, right? that was the point of contact for us to be able to connect with Simplify Next, as it was mentioned in the hackathon. And I think that's a very important opportunity, right? Creating those links between civil society and the companies that are generating these solutions is key. And I don't think we would be here if it wasn't for those spaces that were generated. And of course, the willingness of Simplify Next to want to contribute to this, right?
Yeah, I think our colleague Dana had a question around this, like around how the bridging was done and the connection.
I think you guys answered it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the intermediary was Tech to the Rescue, who bridged.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Tech to the Rescue, we had already approached them before for some of the projects that we were trying to find some technological solutions for, and they invited us to participate in this hackathon. We presented the problem that required a solution, and Simplify Next approached us with a solution to that problem. And that's how we started working together, and that extended over time as we kept evolving and with the solution itself, and it became, well, ended up offering a solution that's basically end-to-end in terms of what, not just the scraping of the data, but even being able to present it on that dashboard, which is also another huge advance in terms of us being able to showcase the work and the data that's picked up on by the project.
Yes, that's amazing, because we're actually in discussions with Tech to the Rescue to sort of prepare a pipeline of projects to show to the community to see what other members from our community would like to contribute and collaborate with them. They're an incredible organization, so it's good to see things really coming out, like, yeah, on the other side of the road, like projects being delivered and successful projects being delivered. So great projects. Congratulations on this one. Thank you, Nisag. Thank you, Andre.
I would just like to mention thanks to Ikvin for creating this presentation. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here today, but he has done a great job completing this whole project. So kudos to that.
Job. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let Diana take the lead now.
Sure. So our last project today is empowering students through industry collaboration. This is a project delivery with India as a beneficiary, the All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE, through EduSkills Foundation. This was an amazing project. WonderBots, through its Automation for Good program, collaborated with EduSkills Foundation to support these various initiatives. These activities that were integral part of the program, which ran for a period of 12 months, starting in January of 2023 till December of 2023. They trained and nurtured 25 educators, provided a series of training to the educators across to India to enable them on the UiPath business automation platform. Around 30 colleges were selected to participate in this initiative, and the trainers were enabled to deliver UiPath Foundation training to the students. WonderBots extended 50 internship opportunities to students from various colleges in 2023. They were seamlessly integrated into WonderBot's workforce to deliver services to our clients. Furthermore, 10,000 internships and 3,000 plus job opportunities within the Indian RPA are expected by 2025 as a result of the MOU being signed between WonderBots, AICTE, and the Ministry of Education, MOE. So today we have Vivek Goel, the country head of WonderBots, and Satyan Ranvan Bishwal, the co-founder and COO of EduSkill Foundation, talking for us.
Thank you so much, Diana. You pretty much summed everything that we did. So my job is very less now, just to focus on what I want to say. Thank you so much, Diana, for this. So can I see on my screen? Okay, allow me a minute.
No, we can't see it.
Do I have access? Yes. Let me know if it is visible now.
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So this initiative basically started in, the seeds were sowed in last year when we all spoke about how we can give back to the community, right? So we partnered with a a not-for-profit organization called EduSkills, who have been one of the greatest partners any organization would want to have for doing community service and doing a lot of activities for in the education field. So we niched out a particular program spanning across the year 2023 and beyond to see how we can give back to the community by means of internships, by means of finding out the challenges that the students face. So when we went to various colleges, we found that a majority of the problem is the educators or the teachers are not well equipped with the future of workforce, with the new trends in the industry. So the first and foremost target was to find out those particular teachers or educators who could be trained in the next gen technologies, and then they could be utilized to deliver the trainings or make the future of workforce ready to face the challenges of the industry, right? So that was that was the starting point of this particular initiative, and then it spanned it included a lot more activities which we did over the period of time, which I would be coming and sharing with you in today's 10 minutes that we have. So the two logos, if you see the two logos, Wonderbots, our tagline says restoring humanity. And then it also says now. That speaks a lot about our culture, our value, and how we want to give back to the community as well. And then when you see our partner, EduSkills, whose tagline says nation building through skills. So when you combine these two in a country like India, it basically transforms into an initiative which could be taken to any scale that we want to. That's what we wanted to experiment in 2023, and the results which I would be sharing with you in the next few minutes, has far exceeded our expectations, and which has laid the foundation for the next year, wherein we have pledged and committed with EduSkills to do certain activities over the next year and beyond to help the students, help the educators, and help the nation as a whole by going to states which are not much developed and making the workforce ready there. But before that, let me talk about what is EduSkills. Just a glimpse of EduSkills, because Wonderbots in the RP industry, at least it's a well-known brand, and I'm sure many in UiPath community know about us. EduSkills is a well-established not-for-profit organization with over 12 years of experience. They are right now operating in 22 states in India, out of the 30 plus states that we have. They have tied up with 50 plus universities in India. They have 15 plus corporate partners, including us. They have 5 plus strategic alliance, including UiPath. They are partnered with 850 plus government and private institutions, majorly in the engineering field, to provide them quality education. And again, everything is free of cost. Over the last 12 years, they have touched the lives of, I believe, millions of students. But on an average, like last 3 years, which we have seen, they have touched around 200K students every year who go through their virtual internship programs on one or the other skill sets. As of today, they have 4,500 plus educators who are trained on various platforms to provide these trainings to the students so that they can be job ready and they can be market ready. EduSkills, accredited by Ministry of Education India, AICTE, which is the All India Council of Technical Education, which oversees the entire technical education in India. They are also recognized by Ministry of MSME, the medium, small, and micro enterprises. They are also accredited by a lot of other organizations in the nation, which who work towards the welfare of the students. They have signed a lot of MOUs with all the state governments to provide virtual internships to the students on these next gen technologies. Now, what we did. So as we did these programs, what we have done right now is we have just collaborated everything into numbers, because numbers speaks a lot and they speak for themselves. So in 2023, with EduSkills, we have trained and nurtured 25 educators who are now certified trainers who can give training for UiPath. Now, these numbers that you see are solely majorly for UiPath. The 25 educators were for UiPath. They are now providing training in their institutions on UiPath. We selected around 30 colleges throughout India for this training initiative. And we have delivered around 30 trainings this year with EduSkills, virtual trainings, 3 to 4 days, 4 hours each to these institutes. Now, as we do these trainings and we teach the educators, the question was, what is the output? So the output should be internships and jobs. That's the major output which everyone is looking for. So this year, in 2023, we gave 50 plus of internships, and we are happy that they all got equipped with the leading RPA trends in the market, and then we absorbed them inside our organization itself. So they are not just interns, they are now our employees. We have empowered 200 plus institutes by giving the series of workshops and lectures which EduSkills asked us to do. Over there, EduSkills Next Gen Connect and a lot of such initiatives wherein we were speakers. We spoke about AI, we spoke about RPA, we spoke about how industry is shaping up, and we spoke about what a student needs to do, what is the responsibility of a teacher, and what is that an education institute should do to make sure that the students are ready for the market. We rolled out 100 plus offers for UiPath Fresh college grads in 2023. And we are also now tied up with our Honorable Prime Minister Modi's Amrit Kal Vimars Viksit Bharat Abhiyan, which is which is a vision laid by our Honorable Prime Minister for 2047, wherein India will be a developed nation. So as part of that initiative, what EduSkills and AICT is doing, they are inviting industry to come to the colleges and do workshops, do seminars, and talk about how the next gen skills can be utilized, and to see if we can set up COEs inside those organizations, inside those educational institutes, and see if we can help them in giving hands-on training to their skill sets. One of those institutes which I have selected for 2023 is in Bangalore, and around 250 students are expected to be participating in that, which is in month of December, maybe next week. That's what we have. So these are the numbers that I have. Post that, I will show you just a glimpse of some of those events that we did, so that we see how EduSkills and we have worked together to deliver these results. Now, as you see, we have signed up an MOU with AICT and Ministry of Education as well to provide 3,000 jobs by 2028 on next gen skills and 10,000 plus internships. It was attended by the chairman of AICT. We have won a lot of appreciation from both EduSkills and AICT, of course, because of the students. Our senior HR manager Anuka Roy Chaudhary was a keynote speaker at the EduSkills Connect, wherein she spoke about future of hiring and how we should be prepared for it. And then we received a lot of queries and a lot of questions, a lot of waiting in that conclave. Some photos of the workshops and interns that we selected from Odisha and Calcutta in 2023. Forms, some were round tables, some were hands-on coding, some were with lab. The last one, the AI workshop, which we created, which we delivered with EduSkills, and also we met the Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, and there we spoke about how we can take forward this initiative. Now, what's next for 2024? Again, EduSkills. Through EduSkills, we believe in them as a strategic and trusted partner. So, of course, we have done our pilot year of 2023. Now, 2024 is when we plan to expand We plan to have a chatbot which could help facilitate the student queries, because now we are receiving a lot of queries from students from how their career can be shaped up, what they should do to learn UiPath, or what they can do to learn AI or anything. So we are planning to have a chatbot. We are planning to have 10 educators training in a batch of 10 to 15 in each training on UiPath. We plan to have 10 training sessions for students for developing states. We also promise to have 100 plus paid internship opportunities for students who complete the UiPath certifications and trainings through EduSkills. We have also committed to have 250 plus jobs for UiPath training and certified candidates, freshers in the year 2024. We have also pledged around 1,000 plus virtual internships and mentoring sessions for the year 2024. And with that, since we are one of those firms who are strategic partners with UiPath, who are platinum partners with UiPath as well, so we have also pledged free licenses, UiPath licenses for strategically participating institutes throughout the year 2024. That's how it looks like for us in 2024 from the community initiative side. And with that, I would put myself to rest, and I would ask Satya. Satya is in the call. Satya, I would want you to speak about how the partnership has been and your experience about the partnership, Satya.
Thanks,
Satya?
Vivek. Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Satya.
Thanks. Thanks, Vivek, for representing well. So UiPath, EduSkills and Wonderbot is working like a triangle, and it is well appreciated by Government of India. We are hoping many initiatives for 24 engagement. One new initiative which Vivek has not listed over here, that is the educator industry visit, what we are planning. So that will be through UiPath and Wonderbot. Like that, there are so many things with Wonderbot we have implemented in 2023. We have experienced. Also, 23 impact, if you analyze, it has given many life-changing stories that we are not able to capture or represent here. I was not able to share because of my health issue. But next time, Vivek, I will try to supplement those life-changing stories. So thanks a lot, all Wonderbot UiPath, for supporting our initiative for nation building skills. Thank you. Thanks, Vivek and the team, Wonderbot.
Thank you, Satya. Over to you, Diana.
Thanks. So I think now we're going to ask everybody to turn on their cameras so we can get a group photo.
Especially because we're we're close to the end. So I would like to thank all of our speakers today from UiPath Foundation, from our community. IFAO Council, Nisag left. We also had Sebastian, who had to leave early, but we'll try to get his project in a blog post. Vivek, Deepak, Mukesh, everyone who presented today. There were great projects. If you have any other questions at this point from the audience, like especially for Vivek, maybe and the last project presented, because I think we should also give them a chance to answer questions if there are any. Ed, do you have anything to say, because you were the most engaged throughout the session? I was very glad to see that someone from the audience follows closely.
Yeah, no, just congratulations. I've definitely been following Wonderbots on LinkedIn with all their posts, and all their educational efforts are amazing. So great job.
Thank you so much, Ed.
Okay, so who else wants to turn on their cameras for us to get a group photo to have a memory from the Automation for Good 2023? I think we still have two colleagues in the call. Juana, I don't know whether Gribor is still here with us. Okay, so these are all the people. Does anybody else? Okay, Priyank, thank you. Sita. Okay, let's take the photo then. Thank you. Okay, this was great. Let me just share again a bit my screen to show you two more things. So first, just to see like all we went through today, except one project because our speaker had to leave early. So this is amazing to see every year, and the whole point we actually do this is because we want to establish some models in the community, yes? So we want everyone to see that these projects happen, how they come about, and to get inspired so they can pick up the models and maybe find new ones. And when the chance arises, to take the chance and contribute back to the community. Automation, of course, it's an optimizing tool. Enterprise transformation uses it, but it also can be a tool for automation for good, and especially the agents delivering automation can be the carriers of that initiative for automation for good. So we hope you found a lot of inspiration from the projects presented today, and you have the chance to connect with every one of our presenters and the beneficiary organizations to get the whole story, get more details. I'm very interested in how this came about and how this kind of project is done. Also with our colleagues from UiPath Foundation, I shared twice their website and their LinkedIn profile. So please connect with everyone. And one other thing I want to show you is before we close our community NPS survey, we do this every year in the month of December, end of year, because we are really curious about the community's experience throughout the year and how we can optimize it for the next year, how we can do things better within UiPath community. So please take the chance, take 5 minutes if you have, and anytime in the coming weeks until January 8th, try to fill in this community survey for us. I will also try to share the link in the chat with you, but you can also scan directly the QR code from the screen. You have the link in chat as well. This is very important for us because it helps us especially to know those points where you might want to be more engaged with the community, what we can deliver better to our community, what kind of information, what kind of ways to communicate, and to optimize generally everything we give back to our community from the UiPath side. So this is a survey meant for you and for us to contribute better into catering to our community. This being said, I want to thank once more everyone for taking part in this event today, not only to our presenters, but also to our audience, because they joined from many parts of the world, across many time zones. It was very late for some, very early for others. So thank you very much for joining us today and waiting for the second edition of Automation for Good Community Stories. Hopefully next one will be back here with some of the same speakers, but many more new ones. If anybody else wants to say a few words as well.
Yeah, just thank you for your passion in the work that you guys do. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I can echo that. This is Varun here from Wonderbots. I'm counterpart of Vivek, who just presented Wonderbots there, right? So this is really amazing work what you guys are doing here across the board, right? Like we are bringing people from across the world, I would say, right? And then the way I'm seeing it, it's like we are changing the life, and UiPath is becoming a way of kind of, or I would say a medium for us to like, okay, helps communities and people around the globe. I would like to add one line that for the Vivek, I think he talked about from the educational skill side of it, but he is a personal mentor of so many people who he's helping and then growing them behind the scene there, which people may not know there. So I just wanted to like, okay, thanks to UiPath, Vivek, and all the people who presented and worked on these initiatives.
Yes,
Thank
definitely. You. Congratulations to Wonderbots, to Vivek, to the Full Diamond as well, to Boundaryless as well, to Simplify Next as well, UiPath Foundation, of course. So all of our partners today and our community members who managed to actually make and build this event for us, because without them, we wouldn't have these stories. Without our community, there wouldn't be such stories. And for others to get inspiration and to move on forward with this inspiration to build and give back to many others. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Happy
you, Chris.
holidays to all celebrating.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you
birthday.
so much. Happy
Bye.
holidays.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank